Welcome to Factorio. My name is Nilaus. This is episode 18 of our Let's Play. So, as you can see here, I have done something that I usually don't like to do on these kind of Let's Plays, and that is to cheat. Well, did I cheat? Well, I spent time off camera, and if you recall last episode, we started building a wall here, and we got attacked, and we built the wall, and it was just... it's all around stressful episode. And I just looked back at some of the last episodes, and it got into the point where biters were taking up more and more of our space, and it was really difficult to focus on building a proper base because there were just biters everywhere. And that has actually, there are two reasons for that. One is 0.17 is a lot more biter aggressive. The other one is the fact that I have a very big open base. And because of that, I go out into a large area, and that means my pollution is not just centered in one little block. So that means, for example, things that produce oil down here will tend to spread the pollution from here instead of having it sort of a small compact base. So it's all in all, it means that I'll be suffering a lot from biters, and it was actually to the point where it wasn't a whole lot of other things except biters going on. So what I've done now is I spent some time building some walls all the way around. Basically, we have a, where is it? It's coming from here. These are just producing happily all day, every day, going past the science because, well, I'm gonna need it on well, science primarily, but anything excessive goes out here, and just fills it on the belt. Funny how some of it is still on the outside of the belt. It really shouldn't be on the outside of the belt. It should be on the inside of the belt, but I guess this will just be picked up first. So it just goes all the way around. There are still parts where I think they are not fueled. Yeah, some parts have not been fueled because of an idiotic thing that why did I not check that before starting this episode? Anyway, we're still going to go out there. But what I'd like to do now is, in this episode, it doesn't give us complete resistance to, or it gives us a resistance, but not immunity to biters, because the biters are evolving. I saw a few blue ones. Yeah, they're medium ones. No, they're big ones. They're quite tough, and they're not easy to stop with the setup, right? So, come on, where is it? It must be down here. This seems very stuck. Here. Flip. Oh, how utterly embarrassing. Let's go check the other ones. I know you can see it on the facing of them, but I think this is just easier. Just look at the big arrows. Alright, this looks okay. Let's head back again. So this will give us a bit of time, absolutely. And that's what we really need. And as you can see, the primary things we need time for. Oh, look at this. This is our copper. And since copper is now being consumed quite a lot, I think it's actually valuable to take our initial copper deposit, which isn't even fully saturated, and just give that a good old saturation spin. Let's do that. Because that can definitely be better. And since it wasn't a problem before we really start using the copper a lot, but we are using now. So now why don't we just tap this whole thing? Because this is small and it's gonna run out. And I'm going to ignore all of the biter attacks. You can see it's probably pretty much always attacking at this point. It feels very much like a death world in 0.16, or actually it feels a lot harder than a death world in 0.16. So keep that in mind. If you're playing with default biters, you are gonna have to prepare yourself like it's a death world in 0.16, like the previous version. Right, so we now have this thing. That's not gonna work. You know what? I'm gonna take another design. Hope I have enough underground belts. I don't think so, but I hope. Also, there's no point in bringing it into the original base anymore. So this one will now go up here. let's not do it the same way. Let's do it this way. It has to be out here. Right, so this one, let's start with the ones that absolutely have to have these functions here. So I have 30 of these. Here. They have to be built a bit closer than usual. Let's actually do that. There's no need, no reason not to do this one. It's cheaper. Just get some lights in there. Thank you. A bit of lights. Here. It's 2 lanes. Okay, so we do have enough. Let's see. That one. This will now be, see, this one is also kind of relevant, and it also is not using the red belts to cut across. So all of this up here is totally useless now. Does not serve a purpose, so take it out. This space is dead. Oops, and that one. Okay, and of course, get some lights here and there. Okay, so that's good. It will not really be more than, I'll just keep it as 1 yellow belt. It could probably be more, but let's build it as that. Oops, that's not my, I forgot my hotkeys now. Let's get a splitter or a bouncer. Let's scroll all the way down. Oops, that's a 3 to 1. Like this. Okay, that seems really silly. That could probably just have gone like that without anyone really finding a big offense to that. And then we build. I want Q to be open my inventory. I wonder what game that does Q as inventory. There. And no matter how much I want this to be double speed and all that, it's not going to make any difference anyway, because it's not going to be able to support it. So I could put it into 2 smelting columns, and I'd actually like that, do that, but don't have that capability just yet. All right, so let's get this out of the way because I don't want to carry that around, and also this one. Now we can continue with the topic of the day. Let's have a look at our oil production. Although I need to make sure that I actually have what I need. Yep, I have pipes, I have chemical plants. It looks about right. I have a bit of everything. Yep, that's good. Oop, here it is. That was close. All right, so the things we wanted to build. Let's just do indicators to market. I don't know what that one should be here, but it will be now. Actually, let's design this in a more... With the new setup here, I haven't quite figured out how I want to do this, but yeah. So I'm definitely going to have plastics. What else do we want? These are not going to be here, but they're just... I want batteries. I want sulfur. Technically don't want sulfur, right? Because what I want is explosives. And eventually I also need sulfuric acid as an outbound. But those are the 3 things. And they are all relying, and this is where things become rather strange. They're all relying on petroleum. See that one? Let's make the chain here. Yeah. So sulfur comes in, becomes sulfuric acid, goes into batteries, or sulfur goes in here. This one requires coal. This one, iron and copper and coal. So we're definitely going to need some coal. Did we get some coal on the belt? Yes, we did. So that's going to be taken in. I think I'd like to build the plastic is not needed until I'm going to build the red circuit, which will be built here. Because they are the first thing that use plastic. So as much as this is like the primary topic, it's actually this one that I need most. And once I've done that, then, because what I can use this for is cliff explosives, and I absolutely need that. See, this is interesting because this also needs grenades, and grenades come from iron and coal. So I can actually just say coal is coming in here in a big way. Let's start with this one. This is a speed 4 and it takes 1 sulfur. So that means it takes 1 sulfur every 4 seconds. And these are now been changed to speed 1. So that's easy to do calculations. This one is creating 2 sulfur every second. So one of these can feed 8 of those. That's nice, right? That's pretty nice. So let's get that up here. Can I build more if I need it? Yeah, I can build a few more. That means here. I think I want to build it. First things first. I will only take coal in once. So I think I'm going to take coal in here for the plastic, like kind of. Right, that's going to be coal. And then maybe I'll take iron in and copper in. Probably the other way around. Now I can't even flip them. So I need to make sure that there's some space like here where the transport belts can go back and forth so I can get the stuff in the road. That means I can't build it too close to the edge because I'm going to need this here. So I will also, just to plan ahead, when I have the tank, I'll be making these explosive cannon shells that take explosives. So I need this also to be available, which kind of means that if this was next to plastic, it would be quite advantageous, right? So let's start planning some things out. So I'm going to have plastic over here. Seems like a good move. And let's see, that only takes coal. So we're going to get plastic here. I think the way we do plastic is it has 1 inbound and 2 outbound. So it produces 2 plastic per second. That's actually quite a lot. So 1 coal belt in can support 2 plastic belts out. That's a good move. And that's going to be something like this. And this unit here will produce, well, we look at one side, right? So this one can produce 4 per second. And it has to be balanced against the 16. So the easy way here would be saying, I'm just going to build 8 of these. Oops. 8 on either side. And let's get some. These 2 are in the middle. And they are next to it. Outbound, 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 outbound. We're going to deal with, then we can do a copy because we don't need to build the whole thing now. 2, 3, 4, just to get a sense of what it would look like. Because I'm going to get it out from here and then over. So this should be plenty of room. This is looking good. Outbounds and inbounds here. This one will now produce 2. The one thing that is important on the outbound side is from here, I have to make sure that it balances like that. Or, oh, sorry, that's old school doing it that way. Now let's do new school. So what this does is it takes all of these are outputting on the outside, And once it goes in here, it goes shifted. All of it that can't be shifted to the left-hand side, which will then be merged back into the inside. This is how you bake a full belt with less space. Yeah. So this will take one full lane of copper or coal in, and it will generate two. Typical, yeah. Standing on belts, building stuff. It's almost as bad as standing on tracks, except you don't die horribly. So one lane in, 2 lanes out. Seems good. There. I'm not going to build the rest because I don't need it. And what I need is on the outside though. This is where we get petroleum. Look at me remembering to call it petroleum. And that's going to go over to somewhere. Where do we have the petroleum? Do we have it anywhere? There. Maybe this is actually fine. Oh, yeah. That does nothing. Yeah. This is going to be like a small minibus of this, and from here. Well, so much for not building coal. Let's build the stuff that we can't build yet, which is ironic. We're going to build this one. So that needs steel inbound and need plastic inbound. See, plastic can just easily leach because it takes 8 seconds and uses 2 plastic. So it's pretty much nothing. I'm going to make explosible. I'm going to make 8 of these, and they take explosives in. They're going to take 3 items in and 1 item out. So that's all I really need. Can't build it, but I need to make sure that if I get 1 in, 1 out, and then another one like this. Yeah, so that's going to be working just fine. I could do this part of it. Here. So these, we have to remember, will be cannon shells. And the plastic will come in. This is very advanced planning, I would have to say. Let's make a few. This one will be plastic. And then I guess this one will then be steel coming in. And on this side, I'll have the explosives coming in. Only on one side, though. And this one will be tank shells coming out. These are explosive tank shells. Extremely important. That's why I'm planning so much for it right now. Because that's really what makes and breaks us out right now. And that means we can now build the next one. I am kind of worried that I built it too close, because what if I wanted to double this up? It does deliver 2 belts, and if I scale it up, we can always move it. Can we? Let's remove it first. I don't know if I'm needing... As long as we're working with ghosts, then it's easy to do. And this is kind of, you see the live design process instead of rebuilding, stepping down some blueprints. And that means things will take a bit longer time. And this is why it's so important for us to make sure that we can... The biters are not going to, kill us while we do this. There's no reason not to share the same one. If there's enough, there's enough. If there's not enough, there's not enough. And now we can just remove these for now. This is just an indicator. I still think I have enough space. And I can take this one. Oh. That is what we do. Copy function. Cut function. And there. Alright. Things are getting kind of gloomy because we don't have real lights. Maybe not that one. I mean, even I do not think we need this much light. Or do I? You know what? It would be nice to actually get these lights so we can see where we're building. I know we're not building this right now, but it would be nice. All right, so we have to remember what this is. Let's actually do it differently. So now it just doesn't have anything. Okay, this one is actually going to be a real one. That's where we make explosives. And we can build 8 machines here. So again, I think we're going to go with pretty much this design here. That one. Okay. And also the lights, which obviously may be a problem if I need to read it. And this one, though, will then be making the sulfur. Oh, it's going to be on the side. So we now also need water in. This means here we'll have sulfur. What else does this one take? It also takes coal and sulfur. So sulfur comes in that way. And then I suppose coal will come in this way. Yep. Not all the way up. Just here, for example. And this is where we then need oh yeah. That's actually interesting. See, that doesn't know when you're dragging it, it doesn't overwrite. That is nice. Thank you. I think that wasn't that like a small change they did here. Right, so you're now getting your and that means you can put this in. It is at speed 2 per second. 2 per second. It should be able to keep up. Here. And this is going to be the coal. And we are then in need of another output, which I can just put on the same because it's going the same way. Nice. That means at this location, I will now filter so that only these proceed. And they will then go into 2 things. They will not be split again. They'll go in here to build the things we cannot build. And they'll go over here to build something else. And also importantly, especially the beginning, we will do this one. And how much do I want? I think it stacks to 50. So, you know what, just build a lot of it. All we need now for this to work is some coal inbound and some... What is it we want over here? This one wants... That one takes 8. And it also needs steel and explosives. Takes a lot of explosives. Easily be like this. Yeah. But I want this to be like direct insertion from a grenade as well. Which means that one will have to be a mixed belt of... That's not it. Coal and iron. Wow. That's going to be such a mess. And this one also needs steel. Somehow needs steel to make barrels. Which will then go up here. Ooh, fancy. That goes in here. So this one will take care of explosives and barrels on one belt. And over here it'll get the other one. So it just, we kind of need somewhere to get it out. Which will then be this belt, I guess. Actually not necessary. This one will be the outbound dot, which is not going to be outbound anywhere except just into a little box here. Does anyone even keep up with what I'm doing at this point? Because even I'm starting to lose my sense of direction. But I know one thing, we're gonna need some more lights. Put that here. And these are gonna be slow, so that's not a problem. This one going outbound. It's also gonna be slow, so that's not a problem. This will be fine. All right, so that one is going to be next one. This takes 8. Okay, cool. Looking good. I forgot something. I think we'll build the entirety of this. That one's not needed, and this one certainly not needed, and that one's not needed. However, these are very much needed. Lights, very much needed. Yeah, I love building these designs like this, and then at the end you will just wire the whole thing up and start putting in and see if you missed something. There's always going to be like the small things like inserters and stuff, but like the big things like oops, that goes out on the other side, or this built not fast enough, or something like this. I'm a bit worried about this. I mean, this one is producing, each one is producing half an explosive per second. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8 explosives per second. And this one is consuming 10, but it's only at 0.75. So it consumes 7.5 explosives per second, which, let's round it off to 8 per second, which means this one can consume all of that production, but it was also something here. But that's actually okay, because sometimes I want all, sometimes I want the other thing. And you know what? There is no way in hell I'm going to need this much. Just think of it. This is like something that I need a lot of to begin with, but aside from this, you just go back and you get, it just builds stuff, right? It just builds it a bit. So no, it doesn't have to be built like 1 per second. Imagine how much explosives I would get. I mean, I know I want more explosives, but 1 per second, yeah, easy. The next is batteries. We're definitely not going to start on this. So this one is a bit of explosive design. So we are going to focus on that. What we're going to do next time is we'll just wire it up, right? We'll see if it works next time. That's going to be interesting to see. Cool. All right. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope this is making sense. And look how much quieter it got, because we are now just taking all the attacks on the perimeter. Very nice. We not had a single breach at all, so this is very nice. All right. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you liked it. You know where the like button is if you feel this is deserved, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, stay effective.